Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video. Just a quick one today, but I want to go over a really good method you can use to farm Tempered Elder Dragon Investigations. When you get to the end game, Tempered Elder Dragon Investigations will form a core part of your end game grind. You'll complete them for a chance at rare decorations and also rare streamstones used to augment your weapons. But if you've done any investigations, you'll also know they have a finite number of uses before they expire. Now ideally, in the process of completing any Elder Dragon investigations you have, you'll obtain some new ones to keep the cycle going, but sometimes, if you're unlucky, you might find yourself in a situation where you're running low. Now, when you're on a quest and you gather tempered monster footprints, you're essentially filling up an invisible XP bar, and when it maxes out, i.e. you've gathered enough tracks, you'll get a new investigation. It won't always be for the monster that you're gathering tracks from, but that's essentially the process that goes on behind the scenes. In addition to that, breaking parts on the monster that you're fighting can also unlock additional investigations, but it's the first part, the gathering tracks, that we're interested in. Now, in order to truly take advantage of this particular method, you're ideally going to want to have access to a tempered Nergigante investigation, and the reason for that is because Nergigante leaves a lot of footprints. When monsters move around, they leave tracks, and the more they move, the more tracks they create. However, some monsters change areas before you even encounter them, in turn spreading out their tracks a lot more. Some don't move around much at all, and as such, the number of tracks they leave are often quite limited. This is where Nergigante stands out. When fighting him on Elder's Recess, he typically remains in Area 14 until you first engage him and then deal enough damage to cause him to leave the area. And this is valuable information. Since he moves around so much in Area 14, what he's essentially doing is creating lots of footprints and tracks for you to gather, and leaving them all in one place. So if you take advantage of this, and don't engage him right away, you can essentially set up Area 14 so that it has a ton of tracks for you to gather from, which will easily allow you to get 2 or 3 investigations per run. As you can see in the gameplay, I'm gathering over and over again from some of these piles, and that is not a bug. On the contrary, it's just that he's left so many tracks because he's been walking around for about 5 minutes that they're overlapping. So how does this all work? Well, what you want to do is load into the Tempered Nergigante investigation and start from the southwest camp. This is not the closest camp to him, but that's precisely the point. We're not in a rush to get there. We want to delay a little bit so he has time to walk around in his room and generate more tracks. Now, you could just sit there and do nothing for 5 minutes and then go and fight him, but if you want to make better use of your time, you could run around gathering from the barrel deposits, since they also give you points at the same time. So if you follow this route, we're essentially going to go and loop around gathering from all these deposits as a means to both earn points and pass time. Once you gather from the last one up here, fly back to camp and wait. We typically wait for the barrel deposits to respawn, and you can track this on the minimap when the icon refills. It means they're ready to go again. Once they're back, we usually run a second gathering loop, by which time we've wasted, I'd say, 5 or so minutes. So now you can head towards Area 14 to begin fighting Nergigante. Don't worry about gathering the tracks to begin with, just fight him until he leaves the area, then when he does, then you can begin gathering. Now, since we waited so long before fighting him, you'll find that there are a ton of footprints and tracks here. They'll all be overlapped, so you can gather multiple times from the same location, and some of them aren't marked either, so you just want to run around the room interacting anytime there's a circle prompt to gather one of the tracks. And by the time you've got enough of them, you should have at least got 2 new investigations, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Now, as mentioned at the beginning, there's no guarantee that the investigations you get will be more Nergigante. They could be for other monsters, Elder or not. But there is a good chance that you'll end up with at least 1 in the process. And since you'll likely have somewhere from, say, 3 to 5 tries on this investigation, the Nergigante one, if you do this farm at the start of each one, it's a surefire way to keep your investigations topped up with good ones. That way you can keep doing all of these for those all-important decorations and streamstones. So in summary, load into a Tempered Nergigante investigation, pass some time before engaging him, ideally do something useful like gathering barrels so you're not just twiddling your thumbs, then fight him, and when he leaves, pick up all the tracks. It's as simple as that. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. Of course, if you have any questions, by all means let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be super appreciated. And thanks very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.